Welcome to Making Houston Home. My name is Rene Lara. I'm a realtor right here in the Houston area, and today I'm going to be telling you guys about some of the veteran benefits of living right here in Texas. So I actually did this same video about 2 years ago, and so now I'm doing an updated one for 2025. And just in these last 2 years, I've had so many of you guys reach out to me. I've worked with probably over a dozen, 12 to 15 different families from around the country that made the move right here to Houston. So when it comes to loans, dealing with different lenders, doing VA loans, all these different benefits that I'm about to show you, I've become really knowledgeable of it. So I appreciate all you guys that have trusted me with making that move here and helping y'all out. But let's go ahead and jump into this thing. The first thing we're gonna get to is probably the biggest reason why I'm seeing so many veterans move right here to Houston, but not just Houston, to Texas basically. So it is the property tax exemption. So there are different ratings, right? Obviously, you probably already know that you have a 100% disability rating. If you have a 100% disability rating in Texas, you are completely exempt from paying property tax on your primary residence. So zero, literally zero property tax on your primary residence. I'm gonna pull up this chart here so you can see the other ratings as it goes down from there. So as you can see, as I already mentioned, the 100% disability rating gets you exempt from all property taxes. Going down from there, 70 to 99% disability rating receives an additional $12,000 exemption. 50 to 69 gets an additional $10,000 exemption. 30 to 49 disability rating is $7,500, and then 10% to 29% receives $5,000 property tax exemption. So what does that actually look like, right? Like on paper, what does that look like? I'm gonna go ahead and pull up a mortgage calculator for you so you guys can see what I mean. So as we pull this up here, you can see right here, let's say your home is a $500,000 home. With the VA loan, you don't have to put anything down. Interest rate, we'll do like 5.5. Actually, there's a ton of builders out there that are doing interest rate buy down. So if you went new construction, I mean, I seen one as low as 4.875 recently, but let's do 55, dang. Let's do 5.25. Just so you can kind of get an idea of what this looks like. So on a $500,000 home, a lot of, let's say, new construction, again, tax rates are around 3%. So, 510, that's about $15,000 a year on property taxes. And then no PMI on a VA loan. And insurance, we'll kind of keep insurance out right now. And then we'll go ahead and calculate that. So on a $500,000 loan, 5.25 interest rate, with the property taxes, that payment's about $4,011 before insurance as well. But if you're 100% disabled and you are 100% exempt from property taxes, you take those property taxes off. Look at that savings. You're down to $2,761. So what is that? $1,240, basically over $1,200 less. And as you can imagine, that gives you so much more buying power also, which kind of brings me to another point. What I've learned with working with so many veterans over these last few years of getting them into homes, doing these VA loans, is there's some lenders and some banks out there, when they're qualifying you to buy a home, they won't take that full exemption off when qualifying you. So like that example I just showed you, they're gonna use that $4,000 payment with the taxes on there, even though you don't have to pay those taxes, which is gonna bring your buying power down because everything's done off of a debt to income ratio. So they're looking at that payment, they're looking at your credit cards, your vehicles, any other debt that you have, and they're comparing that to your income. And then that's how they get that purchasing power of how much house can you afford. So you can imagine, like that example, that was a $1,200 difference. So if you are someone who wants to make sure you're getting the home you want in the place you love, exactly everything that you need, we got to make sure that you're with one of those banks that's not going to put those on there. So as you saw, that was about $2,800 payment. So using a bank, using a lender that doesn't put those property taxes on there to qualify you, they're going to take that off. And so your debt to income ratio is going to be way lower, which gives you more buying power. Which brings us to the second point. The second benefit is VA loans. So as a veteran, you have great opportunities with VA loans. As I just mentioned, if you get the right bank, you get the right lender, Your debt to income ratio is going to be a lot better. You can afford a lot more if you find that right lender. But on top of that, you may or may not already know, with the VA loan, you don't have to put any money down. And VA loans are actually pretty good right now on interest rates. And the cool thing too is, when I'm doing this every single week, I'm out here in these communities getting all this information for you guys. A lot of builders right now and a lot of their in-house financing are doing rate promos for FHA and VA buyers. So one of the biggest ones I've seen recently is a builder called Century Communities, and they're doing a 4.875 interest rate buy down for VA loans. So huge incentive there, because you don't have to put anything down, and the builder's going to pay for that lower interest rate for you. And then on top of that, with a lot of these builders, that one included, they're also paying for closing costs. So I'm getting a lot of veterans, especially my 100% VA disabled people, are coming into homes for like literally nothing out of pocket. No down payment, builders buying that rate down for them, and the builder is covering closing costs. So what I'm actually seeing with my VA buyers is they're getting a credit back at closing, rather than having to come out of pocket for down payment and closing costs and everything else associated with getting a loan when they go new construction. Because a lot of times you're gonna have to put a deposit down up front to put a house, or take a house off the market, put it under contract. Could be, some builders might be $1,000, $2,500, $5,000, just depends on the builder. But say you put $2,500 down, you're under contract, you go to closing, like I said, the builder's paying for your closing costs. You don't have to put any money down for your VA loan. So you're actually gonna get a credit back for your deposit that you made. So it's actually a pretty sweet deal. Every time I'm working with y'all VA buyers, I'm like, man, this is awesome. And it should be, right? Like, because at the end of the day, it's like, y'all sacrificed, y'all were out there, y'all left your families. A lot of you coming home with 100% disability or some type of disability, whether it be physical, mental. I have family also that was in the military, and they're kind of getting back into civilian life, and it's a struggle, man. So when I see this kind of stuff, I'm like, heck yeah, like this is amazing, this is awesome. So these are definitely some benefits that you want to look into and take advantage of if you're going to be moving out here to Texas. The third thing I want to talk about is actually a pretty quick one. It's not as involved as the last one. It's just sort of another little benefit that you get here in Texas. The Texas Veterans Land Board. So as you can see right here on this image on your screen, you actually can buy land up to $150,000 at an interest rate of 7.25%, which is lower than your average land loan. Like if I went and tried to get a loan right now to buy some land, that rate would probably be closer to 8.5%, 9%. So the Texas Veteran Land Board is going to give you that loan, and you only have to put 5% down. So let's say you find some land, it's $100,000. You're only gonna have to put $5,000 down, and they'll give you that loan at 7.25% interest. Obviously, you can see here the 5% down is subject to credit approval. So with good credit, you're probably gonna be at that $5,000. If you have a little bit not so great credit, they might up that down payment a little bit. All right, so next, the fourth thing we're gonna get into is really more Houston specific, which is the VA Medical Center here in Houston. So this is one of the largest medical centers. The VA Medical Center is actually, a regular medical center is one of the largest in the country too, but the VA Medical Center is one of the largest across the entire country. And you have everything there. So actually a lot of y'all, like I said, I've helped so many of y'all move here to Houston. And that is one request I get often, is people want to be, in a certain distance. Some people want to be 15, 20 minutes away. Some people don't mind being 30, 45 minutes away. So that's something we talk through when you reach out to me and you're trying to find a home, is I'll find you your house in whatever area you might want to be. Again, a lot of people want to be somewhat close to this VA hospital, because you have your emergency services, your primary care, mental health services. Basically everything you would need for medical is right here at the VA Medical Center in Houston. All right, so the fifth thing is really just kind of a couple of miscellaneous stuff that I thought was cool. My brother-in-law moved here from California about 4 years ago. He's 100% disabled vet too. So that was really when I dove into all this stuff, researching, trying to figure out benefits he can take advantage of. He's got no property taxes. Like I said, his mortgage was gonna be like $2,700 for the house that he was gonna buy. Once they took the property tax off, he's at like $1,800, so under $2,000. He got a brand new 4-bed, 3-bath house with a study, game room, the whole thing, a beautiful spot. And he's paying under 2,000 bucks a month. But anyway, all that to say, there's some other like kind of little benefits that I thought were cool. One of them being, as we go here to the screen, I'll screen share with you guys here, the fact that you don't have to pay for tolls here in Houston. So that was kind of a big deal for him because he ended up getting a job on the south side of Houston. He moved to the north side. So he takes Beltway 8 a lot. He takes 99 sometimes. Those are two of the toll roads if you're not familiar with that. But what we found out, so as long as you qualify, so disabled veterans, Purple Heart, Medal of Honor, or Legion of Valor are all eligible for free tolls on the Harris County Toll Road Authority, but not the Metro Hot. Metro Hot lane is kind of like the HOV lanes. Like I've never even used them anyway, but you have like Easy Tag, Texas Tag. Those are going to be free. So once you move here, you get your plates, which actually brings me to another point I'm going to bring up next. Once you move here, you get your plates, your registration, and all that done. You go to, say you sign up for Easy Tag. You only need one. So I have Easy Tag and I can go anywhere I want to go. So you sign up for Easy Tag, show them your plates, all your qualification, and you do not have to pay tolls. Other cool thing, second thing on that point, here, let's go ahead and switch to this screen. You don't have to pay for registration here. So if you're a disabled vet, so disabled veterans with 50% or higher service-connected disability or 40% disability due to lower extremity amputation can register one vehicle of their personal use without paying your registration. You just gotta pay the $3 fee up front to get your special plate. So like I said before, you need your special plate for the toll roads to get the tolls for free. So you would do that. You don't have to pay your registration. All you have to do is pay that $3 and then you're good to go. And remember, that's just for your one personal use vehicle that you're able to not pay that registration on. All right, guys, so that's it for this video today. There's a ton of more benefits. There's the Hazelwood Act. If you have any other questions about moving here to Texas or living here in Texas, another great thing that's really for everybody, there's no property tax, no state property tax here. So, if you're a veteran, say you're disabled, you're getting your disability income, say you do have a job and you're getting taxed by your state, whatever state you're in, plus you're paying federal taxes. If you move here to Texas, it doesn't need to be Houston, you move anywhere in Texas, we don't have state income taxes. So you keep that job, maybe you get another job making that same money, it's an automatic pay increase because you don't have state income taxes. So it's actually really, really great, especially for my disabled veterans out there, to be able to come here to Houston and get a huge financial benefit, whether it be no property taxes, not paying tolls, no state income tax. All of that stuff is super great to take advantage of. So with all of that said, I'm gonna let y'all go. Before you go though, click on this video right here. If you're thinking about moving to the Houston area, these are kind of just some of the more popular areas that I'm seeing people move to. So this is kind of just the people that reach out to me. These are like the little top 5, top 6 areas that I'm seeing people move to, and just some more information about Houston in general. But as always, I appreciate you. God bless you. I'll see you on the next one.